Okay, so I'm making this a short video today to explain the concept of what a genome is and the difference between a two-end cell, or the state, which refers to the DNA inside the nucleus, versus one-end state that are found in sperm and egg, which are gametes. So what I did was I generated, or I have a flash drive I call the Genome, right? And it consists of, say, two folders, and I labeled one folder Mom and one folder Dad. Now that we get those folders from Mom and Dad, when the sperm of Dad enters Mom's egg, we get 23 chromosomes from Dad, and we get 23 chromosomes from Mom, and they form a zygote, right? We all start out as a zygote, and then this cell becomes 2N, right? It has a folder from Dad, and it gets a folder from Mom, right? Now, each folder contains all 23 chromosomes. The human genome, there's 23 chromosomes. But when we have the 2N state, we get, say, 20,000 genes that Dad gives us, and the same 20,000 genes that Mom gives us. And they're all located in, say, 23 folders or 23 chromosomes, right? So if I open up Dad's folder, there's chromosome number 1, 2, 3, and he gives us, right, all of those folders. Now, he can give us either the X folder or the Y folder, or chromosome, depending on if you're male or female, but he gives us 23, and each chromosome, or in each folder, there are certain numbers of genes. Okay, so let's say there's 2,058 genes in folder number 1 from Dad, and if we went to Mom's folder number 1, it would have the same 2,500 or 2,058 genes in that folder, but they're the same genes. Okay? So what we end up having in the 2N state is a copy of all of Mom's genes, all the genetic information we inherit from Mom, and a copy of all of Dad's genes, right? And there's a total of 20,000 genes. So if we added up this number, 2,000, 1,300, all of them would come to 20,000 genes. Okay? So in Dad's folder, let's open up folder number 1. Instead of putting all 2,050 genes in this folder, it'd be kind of redundant. I just picked the insulin gene to give you an example of what we mean by a gene, right? A gene would be like a specific file on a computer. So if we decide that we need insulin in one of our cells, then this is the genetic information. It's not the actual insulin gene information, but this is what it would entail, right? A gene, it contains the genetic information in C, G, T, and A's. It's a sequence of these nucleotides that tell the cells that express this how to make the insulin protein. So we have 20,000 genes, right? They're the instructions to convert, right, the genetic information, how to make the correct protein from amino acids. All right, but I don't want to get into all those details. I just basically wanted to reiterate this concept of a 1N and a 1N state that are found in gametes. They produce a 2N state at fertilization, right? And then this one cell, through mitosis, becomes the trillion or so cells that we find in human beings. That's roughly the estimate. And I hope that this concept, using folders, or even the concept of a hard drive maybe, right? That's genetic information is stored in the DNA, just like information stored in a computer on a hard drive. And then you can put it into folders to represent chromosomes if you want. They are structures that literally can house all the genes, right? There's 2,000 genes in this folder that are found on chromosome number 1, right? The chromosome number 13 only, chromosome 18 only has 270 genes, right? There's 234 genes on chromosome number 2. But everybody's chromosome 21 has those same 23 or 234 genes, right? So I hope that makes sense, and I'll be talking more about this in class.